Hey guys, it's the Brownbag talking sports here again to talk about the NFL. This time, I'll be focusing on the last and final game of the NFL season, the Super Bowl. We got the Rams facing the Patriots in Atlanta. It's all come down to this. It's all come down to this. Who am I picking to win? I'm picking the Rams to win. But they need to do these things in order to win. You see, if the Rams want to win, they need to establish a strong running game. They did an amazing job against the Dallas defense in the rushing department, but when it came to the Saints, they didn't really do that well. And considering how good this New England defense has been doing against the run, holding Melvin Gordon to only 15 yards for 9 carries, and holding Damian Williams to 30 yards with 10 carries, the Rams need to step it up. What the Patriots did, specifically that Patriots defense, what they did to those past teams, they took away the rushing option as a whole for that entire offense. Rivers had 51 passing attempts in total, and Mahomes had 31 passing attempts in total. So when you see stats like that, that just basically screams that there was no running game. Like, in the Chargers case, they were down so early. They were down by so much so early that they had no choice but to rely on Rivers. But in that Chiefs game, it was pretty close. The Chiefs wasn't forced to try and throw themselves back into this game, trying to rely on the pass, but the rushing game was just not there, and the Patriots did a really good job against that. Now, I don't think Goff is a scrub or anything. I don't think that he's a terrible quarterback, especially considering the NFC Championship game, but I don't think that Goff is one of those quarterbacks that can completely throw you back into a game, especially against this experienced New England team. The defense on the Rams side really showed out against the Saints. The Saints were up 13-0 very early, and the defense just did a great job holding the Saints to field goals on their first 2 scores, allowing the offense to cut the deficit to 3 going into halftime, 10-13. But against this Patriots offense, I don't think that they're going to do that well of a job. Well, let me say this. I think they can hold the Patriots to field goals, but the offense has to be clicking too. If the defense is playing their hearts out and the offense is still struggling, if they struggle out of the gate like they did against New Orleans, that's not going to go over well against this Patriots team. Establishing a balanced offense is important in this type of matchup, to let the Patriots know that the offense is a threat, and to let them know that the defense isn't the only team playing this game. They need to have that 1-2 punch, that Gurley and Anderson package to defeat the New England Patriots. Because like I said, I don't think that Goff is a terrible quarterback. He's proved himself in the NFC Championship game, and even in the Dallas game, where he really didn't do much. He didn't really make any dumb passes. He really didn't. He played smart. He let the run game do what they did, and he threw the ball minimally. But to talk about the defense a bit more, what the defense needs to do, specifically the D-line, is that they have to pressure Brady in an effective manner. Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. I'm sorry, this dude's name is hard to pronounce, but like there's an N right in front of it, but whatever. Ndamukong Suh have to show up. They have to be reliable. That D-line is basically the whole reason why the Rams were able to come back in. They did a great job pressuring Breeze, and I think he was sacked like once, maybe twice. I'm pretty sure it was just once, but yeah, even though he was sacked only once, he still felt that pressure, so he had to get the ball out, and it forced them to it just forced them to make some early throws. Like, he couldn't let plays develop because the D-line just kept breaking through. And that's going to be the deciding factor. The offense has to click, of course, but the D-line has to come through. They cannot slack against this Patriots O-line. If you give Brady too much time in the pocket, then it's over. If you give him 5 solid seconds, it's over. Talking about the defense some more, Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters has to be reliable also. They did an amazing job defending against Michael Thomas, only holding him to 36 yards. They have to cover the Patriots just as well. Edelman was a big-time threat later in the Kansas City game, coming through for the Patriots on third down a lot of times. The Patriots as a whole was like really dangerous on third down. Like, it was crazy, like, especially in that overtime. Like, they just did whatever they wanted to on third down. There was no pressure at all. This falls on defense as a whole, but a little bit more on D linemen. But the Rams have to get off the field on third down. There has to be some sort of pressure. The Kansas City game, there was no pressure that Brady felt when it was 3rd and 10, 3rd and 5. There were a few 3rd and 10s where Brady just had all the time in the world, and he didn't look worried. He just looked comfortable. And you can't let Brady get comfortable in that pocket. He is a master in the pocket. The Chiefs' offense might have had a terrible early start, but that defense later down the line just broke. Like, they just let up whatever Brady wanted, man. It was just terrible. But yeah, they can't let the Patriots get comfortable on third down. They have to let their presence be known. Aaron Donald has to come through. Ndamukong Suh has to come through. They have to let their presence be known, as well as the other linebackers. Another thing that the Rams defense has to do is take away the run. They have been doing an amazing job this postseason on taking away the run, only letting Ezekiel Elliott get 47 yards and holding Mark Ingram to under 45. They have to do the same with Burkhead and Michel. Brady has been great these past postseason games. Like, I think, yeah, he's had like back-to-back 300-plus yard games, but a big reason he's had a lot of success was due to the rushing game being so effective. I won't belabor this point for long because I've talked about this so much before, but the rushing game really helps the quarterback, and it can really change how a quarterback plays when they have an effective running game going. And Sony Michel has been doing wonders for this Patriots offense, especially in the postseason. Rex Burkhead was coming through a bit later in the Kansas City game. Like, he was their later down the stretch guy, but you gotta stop that rushing attack. At any cost, you have to stop it. But to talk about this Rams offense just for a second, because it's not really a long point, it's nothing complicated, but you have to get a balanced running attack. You have to get a balanced offensive attack. At no matter what cost, this game cannot turn into Brady versus Goff. You have to have the running backs involved. That 1-2 rushing attack is important. Gurley needs to step up. Dude really didn't do anything last game. Anderson, he did a bit more than Gurley last game, but it wasn't anything impressive. There was this one guy, his last name was Reynolds. I think it's Josh Reynolds, but he had like 1 carry for 16 yards, but that's just 1 carry for 16 yards. I mean, in the game, that does a lot for the momentum, and you definitely need big runs like that to inspire confidence in the troops, so to say. But you need a consistent running attack. And if you just put all the offensive pressure on Goff to throw the ball, to be a Brady, not even to be a Brady, I mean, earlier this season, even later this season, Brady wasn't really looking all that good. But like I said before, that's because he didn't have a balanced rushing attack. When you put the QB in a position where he has to make a play every down, then that's gonna cause some panic. And if anything, we don't need is for players to panic, especially in a game like this. And another thing to note, this New England Patriots rushing defense has been amazing. They only held Damian Williams to 30 yards off of 10 carries, and they held Melvin Gordon, who's been electric this year, no pun intended, to 15 yards off of 9 carries. This will be a challenge, but if they can get a balanced rushing attack along with a good passing attack, I think that this game can be won by the Rams. And I think the Rams will win 24-21, because both of these defenses have tightened up in the postseason, especially the New England Patriots. The Rams tightened up a lot more later in the postseason, but even headed to the postseason for the New England Patriots, they really didn't. They had a few decent defensive performances, but it wasn't anything to gawk at. Aaron Donald has always been a threat. Ndamukong Suh has always been a threat, but Patriots didn't really have any breakout stars on their defensive side, but they stepped up. They really stepped up this postseason. They stepped up when it mattered most. Considering how well the defenses have tightened up for both sides, I think this will be a relatively low-scoring game. But the Rams will win 24-21. At least I think so. But yeah, guys, that's basically it. I'm gonna hurry up and edit this because it's like 1:06 right now and 1:06 a.m. right now. So until next time, guys, Brownbag signing out. Come on, Rams. Just get the rushing game together, and you got this in the bag. Well, I mean, it is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. I mean, you have nothing in the bag with them. I mean, you got to work every single second.